The strongest Pokémon of every trainer in the ATR. This list will consider 4 main points: attack, speed, defense, and trust in trainer, which to me are some of the most important parts of any battle. Every category will be ranked on a scale from 1 to 5. Note that if a Pokémon has more points than another, it doesn't necessarily mean it's stronger. Starting off, we have Ash, who has a lot of options for strongest Pokémon. The main candidates are Pikachu, obviously, Beedrill, Ninetales, and Psyduck. Sorry Tangela, I love you, but you can't be on this list. Out of these 4, Ninetales gets kicked off first, due to having very little trust with Ash, if not negative trust due to the fact that it tried to attack Ash the second she saw him in the Erica battle. Next up is Psyduck, who, while having good attack, has very little speed and defense, which in this competition will not get you far. As for who I believe to be Ash's strongest Pokémon, we have Beedrill, which makes sense if you think about it. Its attacks are insane. It was able to survive a Hyper Beam from Snorlax. Its speed was great against avoiding attacks from the Wild Muck in Cerulean City, and its trust in Ash is the highest out of any of his Pokémon, including Pikachu. Next up, we have Gary, who only has 2 options in his Abra and Wartortle. While his Wartortle is his starter Pokémon, its only battle is against an NPC's Raticate. Meanwhile, Abra has a far better feat in battling and beating Ash's Tangela quite easily, if I might add. Wartortle is most likely stronger than Abra, but because we've not seen enough from it, I don't feel comfortable putting Abra below it. That's why Abra is Gary's strongest Pokémon in the ATR so far. Last off, out of the Kanto trio, we have Green, who might be the strongest out of the 3, which makes it really hard to find her strongest Pokémon, as we have to compare her Pokémon with much weaker Pokémon, which means we don't really see the best of their abilities. Starting off, her Ivysaur destroyed Ash's Tangela, her Mankey outsped then overpowered Ash's Pikachu, and her Growlithe was able to one-shot a Muck that was terrorising Cerulean City for weeks. While it's hard to decide, I've decided to give the win to her Growlithe for her great attack, speed, and trust in Green. Next up, for the 3rd rival introduced in episode 1 of the ATR, we have Misty. Let's not kid ourselves around here, it's Starmie, easily. With good trust, speed, and attack, Starmie is by far Misty's strongest Pokémon. Next up, we have Samurai, whose strongest Pokémon is his Pinsir. All you need to know is that his other Pokémon, Metapod, only knows Harden. Next up, we have Giselle. Also, I think this is a good time to mention that I'm only including trainers who have 2 or more Pokémon, just because if they only have 1, that Pokémon is the strongest, no matter how strong it is. And her quote-unquote 2 Pokémon are very different. The reason why I say quote-unquote is that her Vaporeon isn't really hers, it's the school's. However, for the purposes of this list, to include Giselle, I've decided to count it, as she's used it in a battle before. Anyways, her Vaporeon was able to press Ash's Beedrill, and had it landed that final blizzard, who knows what would have happened. Next up for her Sandshrew, it was able to press AJ's Machop, which by that point had won 99 with good defense, speed, trust in Giselle. I think Sandshrew wins this matchup. Coming in next is AJ, whose strongest Pokémon is Machoke. Next, Lieutenant Surge sails in next, and his 2 Pokémon are really good. His Raichu was able to body Ash's Pikachu and many other trainers in Vermilion City. Meanwhile, his Electabuzz was able to one-shot Brock's Onix. So it's difficult to decide. So let's look at their stats a bit more carefully. Starting off, Raichu has really good attack. However, its defense isn't that good, getting one-shotted by Pikachu's Thunderbolt. And its speed, well, while it seemed to have good speed, in the match against Ash, the second battle specifically, Pikachu was able to outspeed Raichu for most of the battle. And note, this was after Pikachu had been training all night. As for Trust in Trainer, because both of these are gym leader level Pokemon, I think the Trust in Trainer would be the same between the two of them. So that isn't really a factor in deciding the winner here. As for Electabuzz, it has great attack and speed, being able to land the first hit on Roxonix and one-shot it. However, we know nothing about its defense. But due to having Raichu's greatest strength and having one more, I think Electabuzz gets the win by default. For the final trainer in the ATR that will be covered in this video, we have Erica. And in a very disappointing ending, Erica's only Pokemon of note is her Vileplume. So yeah, it was as easy as her race is her strongest Pokemon, which I do find a bit disappointing, but that's how it will go sometimes. Guess who forgot about Brock? Yeah, I did. So Brock's strongest Pokemon is Onix. It has by far Brock's most trustworthy Pokemon, at least to him. Anyways, that's it for this video. If there was any stats you disagreed with, please tell me in the comments below. And if you think I should make more stat cards for different Pokemon in the ATR, please also tell me in the comments below.